We are back for the second day of my attempt at streaming. We are going to continue where I left off on Monday, playing through Kingdom Hearts 1.5, the final mix, here on Destiny Island. We had gotten everything we needed from the game. All the stuff for Kairi, for the raft, explored our secret place and whatnot. So all there is to do is go talk to Kairi and continue our story. Before I get fully into it, if you are watching this live, I appreciate it. I'm glad you came, checked it out. Hopefully it'll be a good one. If you are watching this on YouTube after I've uploaded it, please next time come watch live. I plan on broadcasting on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays from 4:30 to 5:30 p.m. Central Time. The only difference on that will be this Friday. I will not be broadcasting, and that is because my son has his last T-ball game. So I will be out there watching some kids run around trying to chase a ball. Also, you can find me on Instagram and Twitter. My handle is at Fenir218, Fenir 218. And if you're watching this on YouTube, please like, subscribe, comment, tell me what you like, what you don't like, suggest games you would rather me play instead of Kingdom Hearts. Hey, I'm open to any and all suggestions. Let's see, I believe that's all the little housekeeping things. Other than, hey, if you like what you're watching, tell your friends. The more the merrier. So, let's give Kairi all her stuff and let us leave. Our final time at Destiny Island is not a bright one. Storm comes in and tries to destroy the world, which, spoiler, it will. Well, outside Kingdom Hearts related, video game related, last night was game 6 of the World Series, and unfortunately the Houston Astros did not pull it out. But they have tonight. Game 7 is always exciting. I will be heading out to the Dell Diamond to watch a little bit of baseball and root for the Astros. Even though I am a big Texas fan, I cannot root against the Texas team. Can't do it. So, that being said, I will be cheering for Houston and hope they can bring in their second World Series win. Complete total. Last night also, if you watch soccer, MLS, the Seattle Sounders stunned Los Angeles FC and knocked them out of the playoffs. They will be playing for MLS Cup, and we'll wait to see who it is they will be playing against. Be an interesting match. I'm a little bummed that, of course, my FC Dallas boys couldn't pull one out. They were hard fought, but just couldn't quite get the hang of it. Dash all these little heartless guys. See, usually, this is a waste of time, because they kind of, they do stop spawning, but they essentially just spawn all over the place. You fight 500 guys, or you could quickly just run to the secret place and move on. But they're not hard to fight, so I like to fight as much as I can, get as much of that experience as I can, maybe make my gameplay a little bit easier as I progress, especially here on Proud Mode. Nothing like critical mode later on in the other games, but yeah, still a challenge. I probably died more playing Proud Mode in Kingdom Hearts 1 than I did in playing Kingdom Hearts 3 Proud Mode. And I actually can say that with certainty, because when I played Kingdom Hearts 3, I played it on Proud. It was the hardest difficulty available at release. I bought the little Koopa coin, whatever that was, that like kind of like a Phoenix Down. It revives you if you die, and you have one. You can only carry one at a time. Man, I carried that thing around from the beginning of the game because I thought it was the coolest thing. I'm thinking, oh man, I am definitely going to need that. Nope, never died. I didn't die once from the point I started that game to leveling up all the way to 100, beating all the battle gates, leveling up all my Keyblades, getting the ultimate weapon. Nothing. Never once did I die. That was how insanely easy that game was. Mainly due to the fact the form changes and the ride attractions and all that stuff was just so overpowered. I haven't really played it on critical mode, tried a little bit of it. And it seems like it'll be a little bit more difficult because those enemies definitely deal way more damage than what you were dealing with in the crowd mode playthrough. I know some people, the way they play too, to make it more difficult, you just don't use form changes or attractions. I stopped using the attractions. The attractions, more than anything, it just took a lot of time. I felt like it was just easier to smash and grab with the good old Keyblade. But I never got Kingdom Hearts 3. I'm not even playing that one. Let's see. Oh, last night was fun. I don't know if anyone is a fan of Ghostbusters. I'm sure you are. Everybody loves Ghostbusters. Good old Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd. Love it. But we have a theater here called Flick's Brew House. There's a few of them in the country. Essentially like an Alamo Draft House. They brew their own beer, you watch the movie, drink a little, eat some good food. It's okay food. Ooh, Slapshot. Check that out in a minute. But when they have, once a month, they have what's called a fan fest. They show kind of more of a classic movie. Have special, you get a little special glass. You have special, they have a special food item on the menu. They have a specialty beer that they make. They play a little game beforehand for prizes. But it's just fun watching them. Good old classic movie on the big screen. So last night was Ghostbusters. For the month of November, they're actually not doing a single movie for their fan fest. They are doing 2 weeks worth. They will be doing the Wizarding Weeks at Flick's Brew House. So starting Monday, the 4th through that Thursday, they're going to be showing Harry Potter 1, 2, 3, and 4, one a night. And then the next week, they will do 5, 6, and both parts of 7. 8 nights, 8 movies. I am excited. I have, as soon as I saw it, got my tickets for all 8 nights. And they said there'll be like collectible pins, which I might, which I'll probably show when I get them. Put them on the stream so y'all can check them out. Get that whole collection. What else? Oh yeah, they had a whole specialty menu they showed. I don't remember all the items on the menu, but I did notice they will have some. They're all Harry Potter themed. I think one was like a chips and queso. It was the Goblet of Fire queso. I'm guessing it'll be spicy. They had the pizza puffle puffs, so they're like pizza puffs, the funny word play. And of course, they're a brewery. What kind of brewery can host a Harry Potter event and not have their own version of butterbeer? So they're having a non-alcoholic butterbeer. I cannot wait to try it. Last year I went to Universal Studios, did the Wizarding World, and tried all 3 different butterbeers they offer. They have the normal kind of just room temperature butterbeer, the frozen one kind of like a milkshake, and a warm butterbeer, kind of like a hot chocolate. The original one is so good. One of the best things I've ever drank in my life. Beautiful. So can't wait to try Flicks. I highly doubt it'll be as good, but it'll be fun. I know I talk through and skip through pretty much all the cutscenes, but I'm pretty sure most people have seen this. We're in Traverse Town now. Not Traverse or Travis. It's Traverse Town. It's Sora's first time in another world. Not much you can do from the start. You're pretty much trying to figure out where you are, what you can do. You can talk to these people. There's no point. Eventually you'll find some letters, which is random, and you mail them and they give you fun little prizes. So we're gonna go here to the accessory shop. Our good old buddy Sid from Final Fantasy VII. He is going to kind of help us out here. I don't really feel like talking to him. I'm gonna be honest. Don't want to talk. I just don't. That's the fun thing about playing through games that you've already played, is you can kind of skip through everything. And we'll open some stuff. Here's one of our lovely Trinity marks, which I'll probably do it later. Again, I'm just playing through. I have no intentions of getting all the Trinity marks or all the Dalmatian puppies. I'll get them as I go. I mean, can't hurt, especially the Dalmatian puppies and the Trinity marks. You know, you win, you get stuff for doing it, so there's no harm in trying. You can open this little mailbox, but not yet, because you haven't learned that you could open stuff with your keyblades, which you think would be intuitive. You get this new weapon, and you would look at it and go, that looks like a key. And then as you're traveling, you go, that looks like a lock. I wonder if my key would open it. But no, not Sora. He's a child. He doesn't understand. And this dude lost his heart. And now we have to fight more Heartless. The good thing is, little shadows are easy. Just whack and smash. But now, they have an added bonus. Instead of just dropping little green health balls everywhere, that are definitely very handy because we cannot cure ourselves with it. Money balls!
Come on!
So you can go and buy all sorts of fun stuff from the shops. Really, there's not much to buy from the shops. I think I spent most of my money half the time on buying the weapons for Donald and Goofy, more just because, one, I wanted to get them all, and sometimes it was better. But for the most part, it was just because. Now if you stand on this little light and you make, ooh, I messed it up. And how embarrassing. But you do little jumpers there, and you can see what's inside this little chest. And it's one of our postcards. We will go mail that later, because why not? Everyone loves to send mail, everyone loves to get mail. Nowadays it's more of an electronic thing, but paper mail is not bad. I say that, paper mail sucks. Every time I get paper mail, it's either a bill or junk mail. I would say, I'd easily say 90% junk mail and 5% bills, maybe 5% is actual something you want. But hey, we need the postal service, right? Amazon. Then again, they can deliver their own packages nowadays. Oh, what our world is coming to. It is crazy. I'm still trying to figure out the best way to do all this. I feel like, part of me feels like I should narrate what it is I'm doing so you can see. But I just don't feel like that's 100% necessary. It's kind of self-explanatory, especially right now. I'm just walking around whacking Heartless. And I'm gonna do that, travel to town, until I can find Donald and Goofy. Because even though this world is not that big, you will find it is very hard to find Donald and Goofy in this place. You just always miss them. Then again, you don't know that's who you're looking for. You just always slightly miss them. Like, we went to the hotel, and then there they were coming into the second district. And pretty soon we're going to be traveling all over the place, being one step behind. But eventually, our heroes shall meet. Here's the other thing. It's funny because you look on the internet and there are Kingdom Hearts memes like crazy. And one of the biggest meme topics is Donald not healing Sora. And I agree. Donald does not help you very much in the way of healing. But if you're going to rely on Donald to heal you, that's on you. Me, I don't give Donald or Goofy anything. I don't put potions in their inventory, or elixirs, or nothing. I work for those items. I earned them fair and square, or I paid for them. I am not about to give them to Donald and Goofy who's just going to go wasting them for no reason. Look, they'll heal themselves eventually, and maybe if you get lucky they'll heal you. But look, I usually stay stocked with my potions and stuff. And once I get cure, oh, I'm golden. I'll heal myself when I need it. what honestly frustrates me more than Donald not healing me, if I'm being honest, is Donald healing me. Because see, I always run into the problem where I'm like, ooh, my health is getting pretty low. I really need to heal myself. And I'm like, and I do it. Pull the trigger. Heal myself. And then what inevitably happens after I heal myself? Oh yeah, you guessed it. Donald then heals me. It is the most frustrating thing. Sitting here like, I really don't want to waste my magic on healing. But I have to. So what do? I heal myself. And what's Donald do? Oh, here you go. Cure. Well, I don't need to be cured now, Donald. I took care of that myself 5 minutes ago. If you had done it when I needed it, one, I would be healed, and I wouldn't have had to waste my magic, and you would be standing there looking like an idiot. But you can't blame him. The guy tries. Ew, still buggers. I do like later on, what I do like about 1.5 is, I mean, for the most part it was, I didn't think there was, you know, there's not a lot different. It's either way I'd be happy playing Kingdom Hearts. And of course I know 1.5 adds a little extra, all the final mixes add extra bosses and yeah, just kind of changes things up a bit. What I like the most is the kind of the change in the color scheme on the characters. Of course, Heartless, or the shadows are shadows, they're black. They're just little shadows. You wouldn't have a purple shadow, it's just weird. So naturally they stay the color of darkness. Their little beady eyes, those flashlights. But I like later on how a lot of the Heartless changed color. You know, they added, like, for later when you fight the guard armor. You know, in the original it was just purple. Just big old clunky purple monster thing. I mean, it was cool and all, but I mean, you know, it's kind of bland. But then in the final mix, they add that, they kind of have that really kind of cool, I wouldn't even say it's like a white, it's almost like a shiny, like ivory, I don't know, kind of color with the blue and the red, and, you know, add some pop to it. And a lot of the Heartless were like that. They just, all the original designs were all very kind of bland, just your basic, you know, white, black, purple, red, blue, a very standard look. And now they add this just cleaner look. Not cleaner, but just more fun. It's just more fun. Little pop. I'm probably wasting a lot more time killing a bunch of these Heartless than I need to, because really I've kind of got to the point where I need to go back to the first district so that way I can meet Donald and Goofy. Well, not meet them yet, just progress the story. So let's go back. We'll traverse town, traverse all the way back to the first district, where we will meet another fan favorite character. Well, maybe not for everybody, but definitely for me. Leon, or Squall, and his Gunblade. Such a fun game. Final Fantasy VIII was one of my favorites. Loved it. 7 was, I mean, it's hard. I mean, 7 was amazing. You can't beat Final Fantasy 7. Just everything about it. The original Final Fantasy 7, Dirge of Cerberus on the PS2 was such a phenomenally fun game. I wish they would kind of almost wish they would remaster it so you could kind of replay through that. One of my favorite movies to watch over and over again is Advent Children. Oh, such a beautiful movie, so much fun. But then Final Fantasy VIII, oh, I loved it. Of course, it took me a while to get the hang of it at first. I just kind of threw myself in there. The card battling system, man, when I first played it, I bombed that thing back. But then once I figured out what it was I was doing, that thing was so much fun. My only regret was, again, didn't really pay attention to what I was doing, just kind of winged it. Man, I can't remember what the first card you get is. It's like rare. I think it's an Ifrit, or is it Shiva? It was one of those. You get some kind of rare something or other. man. And I was like, wow, cool card battling system. I'm gonna give it a try. And I just did it. No idea what I was doing. And of course, I lost. And what happens when you lose those card battles? You lose your most rare card. So guess what? This guy lost whatever that rare card was that you start with and never got it again. Couldn't win it back. Disappears. So disappointed. So disappointed. But earned a lot of other cool cards along the way. See, I don't know why I came back here. I guess I thought maybe I missed something. No, I didn't miss a dang thing. Let's go back to the first district. Like I originally said before I got all distracted. I was like, hey, let's go to the alleyway. Let's talk about Final Fantasy VII and Final Fantasy VIII. And I forgot what I was doing. Now we're back on track. This is fun though. I love replaying this game. A lot of old games. It's just fun. It's nostalgic. I'm not really into new games. Like I'll play Call of Duty and Fortnite and Apex. You know, these shooters. They're fun. Even some of like the single player games nowadays are fun, but a lot of them now are, it's open world. It's all open world, very vast, very big. There's a main storyline, but it's not really structured. You can kind of just do what you want. And that's all well and good, but I miss the good old games. Like, you know, like I said, I used to grow up playing Crash Bandicoot. I loved all those games. In each game, it was just a series of levels. There was a little story to it that you followed, but there were levels that had essentially a clear path from start to finish. And you know, there was no extra add-ons, or you just did what you did to beat the game and get everything that was there, and then you moved on. I love games like that. I love these single-player games with a great story mode that's long enough to make it worth your while for buying, but not so long that you're just like, oh my god, I'm never going to finish this game. I think the one I played most recently that was like that was the good single player again, was the Spider-Man for PS4. Oh my goodness. One of the best games I've ever played. I could just sit here and do hours of just swinging through the city for no reason. Just because. It's so much fun. I will say though, the downloadable content for it was a little bit of a letdown. I didn't think it added anything to the story. If anything, it just kind of, because it's repetitive of the original game, I kind of got tired of it. Beat it all, got all the trophies and stuff, but it was still just like, oh my gosh, some of the screwball challenges. But that game is a blast. Maybe eventually I'll play that one too. That's always a fun one. Can't go wrong.
They'll come at you out of nowhere.
Ooh, here he is.
Who are you?
Our buddy Squall.
And they'll keep on coming at you.
Now this one's a fun
As
battle.
long as you continue to wield the key.
It's easier if you, that's another advantage to when I kind of talked about playing through Destiny Island and kind of leveling yourself up. Because if you do that, you get the dodge ability. Or not the dodge, the guard. And that makes this fight so much easier because then you just kind of wait, and then when he swings at you, you can guard his attacks. Especially when he shoots a little fireball, you can block the fireball back into his little pretty little face. Otherwise, it's a tough fight. But the good news is, you do not have to win this fight. Winning it gets you a little extra experience, and you get like an item or something later for beating him. But you can continue, you can progress through the story without it. It is completely an optional win. I always like to try to win it just for the fun of it. But like I said, it's usually when I do it, like I said, I have the block ability because it's harder. Like, I mean, actually, I say it's harder, but there I did it twice. Was block his actual attacks with my swing, because that's always hard. I always find that so hard. Usually when I do it, I never do it on purpose. It's all accidental. Blocking their, whether it's him, Heartless, whatever. I just get lucky blocking their attacks. Yeah, got him. Look at that. 30 experience points. Increase my health. I look good. But Sora's weak. He's like, I'm so tired. But then again, he's never had to fight like that before. He's fought Riku, but I guess that's just not the same thing. What is this? I cannot skip this scene. Some of them are like that. Oh, there it goes now to let me. That was the other fun thing about the remixes, the final mixes, whatever you want to call them, is they added some scenes to the games that were
Come on, lazy butt.
worth watching. They kind of, I think they did add a little extra to the story. It was a lot of fun. This one was not too bad. I mean, when you look at like the extra bosses and stuff that you have in this game, personally, I didn't think it's like Kurt Ziza and the Phantom, they weren't hard. They were more just annoyances, in my opinion. You know what I mean? It's like, oh yeah, now she can tell me a lot of stuff. Yeah, they were just annoying. Like Kurt Ziza, you know, take all your magic and then only can be hurt by magic, and take away physical ability, can only be hurt by magic. It was just a pain in my butt. Oh, I guess I'm ready. I wasn't reading, but here we are.
Yuffie,
see,
go!
The Heartless, this one, instead of just being that bland old blue,
Yuffie.
It has a little bit more of a tingy yellow. It just looks different. It looks cool. I don't know why. I like it. So here we are, fighting the new ones, the soldiers. These little guys are a pain in the butt. See, these are the ones that usually can kill me too, because, like I said, my play is just to pick one and just swing at him until he submits, and his little heart goes floating into the air to be one with Kingdom Hearts. But again, the problem with that style is, especially early on in Proud Mode, is you guys do a little bit of damage and you're not paying attention. You're trying to get one of them destroyed, and one or two other ones start swinging at you like that, and before you know it, you have no health and on the verge of dying, if not dying. No fun for anybody. I think I would consider this run through, and I know this may sound sad, I would consider this run through an absolute success if I made it all the way through and beat Ansem at the end and didn't die once. That's probably not gonna happen, because even on run-throughs where I stay at Destiny Island for way longer than I probably need to, and level up to like level 20 before I leave the island. Oh yeah. Even on those playthroughs, I usually die a few times here and there, because again, I kind of play a little bit more rash, just run into things, just get it done. Get her done! But, yeah, so more than likely I'll die once, twice, a couple thousand times. You never know. Keep it interesting. But I'll fight the good fight till the end. You know, the other advantage on going back to Destiny Island, that little home world. You know, if you pick where your journey begins at dawn, and it levels your experience up early, on the first early levels, that's always good if you're going to do the level grinding on Destiny Island, because then you'll get through that part so much quicker. Because those first 50 levels will come easy, and you're only going to stay on Destiny Island. Oh, I couldn't imagine going past level 20. That's just, even doing that is so much work and so much time. I wouldn't bother. So that's why it'd be a good, the reason to start it done. Now, this is where we all finally come together and become one big, happy family. I think it makes sense. It's kind of messed up, man. Donald starts with all these cool spells, and he's this great magician, right? Or mage. Does he teach Sora any of it? No. No, he doesn't. He keeps all that knowledge to himself. And he's like, look, man, you can wait. See, on this, my personal strategy, again, definitely not always the best, especially playing in Proud Mode, is I aim for the torso and just whack away. Because eventually you're going to hit other parts of his body. Oh. wow. Well, there it is. Been a while since I saved, so we're just gonna hit continue. See, that's my point. Shouldn't do that. I do. I just run through it, and I just swing away, hope for the best. And that dude went in the air, and I was like, I'll be fine. Man, he dropped like a bomb, and that was it. I had at least half my health. I was not expecting to take that kind of hit. But see, life is about learning from our mistakes. So I'm going to do my best to learn from that mistake. And when he decides he wants to go jumpy like that, try not to get in his path. Because I do not want to die and be doing this all day. I got better things to do with my time. Ah! You know, that is one fun thing. I think it was one of those that maybe some people saw as a criticism and some really loved. I was definitely kind of more on the love side of it. Was look at that. See, we were just talking about how Donald doesn't like to heal. And that little lovable duck, he just saved my life. But Kingdom Hearts 3, it really started with the first 5 sleeves, was it 0.2, a fragmentary passage. It was the kind of the floaty, what a lot of people refer to kind of as the floaty game style. When you fought, like if you aimed at something a million miles away, I didn't get away enough. I should have healed. I thought about it, didn't do it. Regrets. People watching this are gonna be like, wow, what a noob. Can't even get through the guard armor. In my defense. I say in my defense, it's really an excuse. Usually when I play through, like I said, I'm like level 30 by the 20, 30 to this point, because I've played through Destiny Island for the first 4 or 5 hours. And so I have abilities like scan and block. My health is a little bit higher. Not this time. For you. For you, the viewers. For my fans that I don't have. But I plan on getting. I do this for you. And you go, no, that's stupid. You're saying it's for me, but I gotta sit here and watch you fight this guy 5 or 6 times because you didn't want to sit here and make 2 or 3 videos of you just playing through Destiny Island and whacking a ball back to Waka. Yeah, it's true. I didn't feel like doing that. And that was lazy on my part. In hindsight, I could have just done all that and then started playing the game. See, I'm waiting because I think Donald might heal me. It doesn't look like it's coming. So let's use a potion. Ooh, and it was one well needed because I got whack-a-doodles right after that. See, it's good to take a few hits, back away, let him do his thing. See, Goofy, we're not friends. Goofy apparently doesn't like me that much because he could have easily healed me. And instead he didn't. See? Donald's down. Out of health. So what's he doing? He heals Donald. Me over here, flashing red, probably should heal myself again. Trying to save my final potion in my stock for later. Did he heal me? No. No, he did not. And we definitely only had the ability. So the big question is, do I heal myself with my final potion? Take out the last chance I have at revival. Because, well, this is embarrassing, guys. I am so sorry for anybody watching this. This is embarrassing. This whole stream is pretty much going to be me fighting this guy. Because I'm level 7, maybe? I got my hair. Oh, trying to look good for you guys. Wow! I'm a nut sometimes. But what can I do? I'm in here. I'm talking to myself. I really am. I'm looking at that little counter over there. I see no viewers. Is that going to discourage me? No. I can make a living off of talking to myself. Easy. By far. I mean, I know no one's going to pay me to talk to myself. I mean, I say they won't. I guess there's always the possibility they would. It's an odd concept. Like, hey, look, man, I got $300. That $300 is yours. All you gotta do is stand here for 2 hours and just talk to yourself. I would be like, are you sure about that? Seems a little bit of a waste of your money, but look, if you want to pay it, I will take it. That's for sure. I do some of my best thinking when I'm talking to myself. The scary part is more when I start answering myself back. So then it's like, are you really answering yourself? Or is there somebody else in there who's answering for you? And you're like, ooh, I am a wackadoodle. But, I mean, we gotta be honest with ourselves. We're all a little bit of wackadoodle here and there. I mean, life would be so uninteresting if we weren't a little wackadoodle. Man, somebody, it's either Donald or Goofy, one of those little guys is really helping me out here because there's a couple times I should have gotten whacked out of my mind with this thing. And I just somehow don't. One of them ends up hitting it just the right time. Oh! We're gonna heal because that little shoe is kicking me in the butt, literally. So it's always good to go for the torso last. I mean, like I said, usually when I'm a higher level, I like to aim for the torso right away because it's kind of like inevitably by hitting the torso, you're going to hit all the other parts and destroy them. But you can't destroy the torso until you destroyed everything else. So there's really no point in doing it. But look, I did it. That was like 5 or 6 tries. That's not bad. That's not bad for my 7th or 8th playthrough of this game.
So you...
I'm not gonna lie. I am embarrassed. I am so embarrassed. But the embarrassment phase is over. We have moved on. And it is time to continue our journey. So they're gonna help us out a little bit. They're gonna tell us about all our shops, gives us a little spending money. And the elixir from Leon is for beating him earlier. The game plays out exactly the same. If for some reason I hadn't beaten Leon, all that would have happened is everything else except for that elixir. But hey, it can't hurt to have it. And they're just gonna chit chat. Don't I look like a fool? Don't I look like a fool? Here I am talking about how Donald's this great mage, and he doesn't tell me anything. Doesn't teach Sora all these cool spells he knows. And what's Donald do as soon as we're ready to leave Traverse Town? Hey, you're coming with us. Do you know magic? You don't know magic. Here, learn a fire spell. Doggone it. But, hey, we learned it, we moved past. Trinity marks are fun. I definitely like the stomping ones of the blue. Those are fun. I don't know why the red ones are funny when you push each other. The white ones are just weird. You just kind of all stick your weapon out and you're like, hey, something appeared. We'll do this Trinity Mark 2. Why not? So after you beat the boss, pretty much what you're doing is you're leaving Traverse Town. You're done. For now. You'll come back. But as of right now, there is nothing to do here. Absolutely nothing. But what you can do is you can go through, start getting postcards. You can buy some things at the shop, fight some Heartless. But just like a lot of these games, to really do everything, you have to level up more. Like to get this chest to unlock it, you have to blow all these little candles out with a Blizzard spell. But you don't know Blizzard yet, and you won't learn it for a while. So there's absolutely no point. Now I have gained a couple of postcards, so I'm going to mail them because they give me free stuff. it can't hurt to mail it if I'm getting free stuff. I also had picked up a protect chain, I think, from one of those Heartless, learned an ability, some magic. So, let's equip it. The journal bugs me because I have this weird thing where I want it to always not say new. But the problem is, like with these characters, you have to click on each and every one of them in order to get it to all go away. I don't have time for that. I don't have time. Let's look at my abilities. Ooh, Berserk. I equipped the ability because I have the experience points, but it is definitely one I don't really ever use because one, I don't ever want my health to get that low. And if it does, I am definitely healing. So, no point, but we're gonna do it anyways. Goofy has an ether, see? And Donald's got a potion. I could take it from him, but I'm not that mean. We are going to replenish the health that I carry. The potions, the potions, the potions. Potions class. I have to carry a bunch of potions because I can't cure yet. Once I learn cure, I'll carry the potions, but I really very rarely ever use them. Now, we get to choose where to go. This question mark? Or this question mark? This one, this one, this one, this one. There is a Battlestar level to kind of help guide you. This would be the Olympus Coliseum. There's really not much to do the first time you go through. You kind of do a little bit of training stuff. A couple little boss fight, little mini fight tournament things. It's nothing super spectacular. The first world is Alice in Wonderland. But of course, anytime you want to go to a new world, what do? You fly the gummy. You love the gummy. The gummy ship was an interesting one. The first one was fine. In this one, Kingdom Hearts 1, it's so super simple. It's, you know, it's whatever. It's entertaining enough when you're getting from world to world. Of course, I could have easily done with just you pick the world and you go there. Even when you get to the point where you can really kind of customize your gummy ship. I mean, I've made some cool gummy ships, but it's just a pain in the butt. And it really doesn't serve a purpose. Now, in the original, that was definitely true. Now, I know in the final mix, it added like the gummy missions where like you're trying to get certain scores or fly a gummy ship that's made with like kind of a certain configuration. Things like that that definitely added to it. Like your little score counter you got going there. You're trying to get a certain score. I mean, it made it fun, but again, nothing that I'm like, oh, well, I'm bored. I'm gonna go put together a couple gummy ships and try to beat some of these gummy missions. It's definitely not a priority on my list. Kingdom Hearts 2 gummy ship was fun. I thought those missions were a little tough to get like S rank. Man, some of those were a pain in the butt. Kingdom Hearts 3 gummy ship was fun only because of the kind of the free roam exploration. It was kind of pointless. You did a lot of really just flying around and getting experience points and a bunch of stuff you really just didn't need. I mean, we need, but it just wasn't super important. The gummy missions were finding a little Heartless, and then you just sit there and blast them out of the space. And building gummy ships, that was a little bit tougher, I thought, or not tougher, but pointless because you would just gain new ones and use those. Even beating the Slussgeist, that was a fun one. That was, I think, the hardest A ring to get. Yeah, you get it eventually, but it's a pain in the butt. Get that Golden Highwind. Oh, thing's a beast of a ship. But what do you do? What are you gonna do? This round, let's go through. I am definitely not building gummy ships. I am not looking to customize anything. I am going to fly my gummy ship from point A to point B. It'll get me where I need to go. Maybe I'll occasionally add a tad bit of firepower.
How did he get so small?
But I'm really just, I'm not. I don't see why. Why would I do that? Why? I have no idea. suspicious drink on the table in a world where I am 10 times the size of anything else. Should you drink it? Probably not. The most common sense sane person would not just take a random drink, you would think. But no, Sora says, let's do it. Let's do it. And look, now you're small. That's what happens. That's what you get for drinking a strange drink. You went from being a normal sized to what looked like an oversized human being to now super tiny again. I did mess up. I'm not gonna lie. I was supposed to push the bed in. These noodle enemies are the Nocturnes. They're a pain in the butt, but they're fun. Especially later when you start learning actual magic and you shoot the blue blizzard ones with a fire spell, and shoot the fire ones with a blizzard spell, and you get a little extra techie point for doing it. It's just fun. It's kind of like a ha-ha. But anyway, I made a mistake. And I'm a grown, I'm the big guy. I'll admit, I made a mistake. It happened. I made a lot of mistakes fighting that last boss. We all saw that. So we gotta push the bed. That was one thing I did not really care for much in this level, this world, was the changing of the rooms. Because, I mean, the bazaar is mainly the bazaar room. There's the way we're standing in it, which is, I would say, the normal way, right? But if you go in a certain way, you end up on that wall. If you go in a different way, you end up on that wall. If you go in another entry, you end up on that wall. And you can't look up that high, but if you go in a different way, you actually end up on the ceiling. So essentially the whole world is the bazaar room. Just depends on which entrance you go in. What you do, what you get. And I'll be honest, I forget half the time which entrance goes to what side and all that. So I'm definitely not looking to get everything. You get the Lady Luck Keyblade later, but you have to, again, it's one of those things, you gotta learn the White Trinity just to get it. And it takes forever to learn the White Trinity. So what are we to do now? Alice. Poor Alice. She has been accused of trying to steal the Queen's heart. So she's in jail. So what do we gotta do? We gotta try to prove her innocent. But you ask, how do we do that? How are we gonna prove this little girl innocent for trying to steal someone's heart, which seems like a very odd crime? It is simple, my friend. The Cheshire Cat, who is the most obnoxious troll there ever was in any movie whatsoever. The little son of a gun. Pretty much says we gotta get evidence. Just like any good court case, right? You can't convict somebody without evidence. So we have to find evidence. Which is essentially these little boxes you're gonna find. There's 4 pieces of evidence. 3 that are real easy to get, like you mean just walking you find them. The 4th one's a little bit more difficult to get. And all you need is 1 piece of evidence. It's really up to you. You can also examine these flowers, give him a potion and it'll make you bigger. Things like this, you give them 1 thing, it usually gives you something better. Like if it says give me a potion, you give him a potion and it'll spit out a high potion. You ask for it, it asks for an ether, an ether, whatever you want to call it. It spits out an elixir. The only one I really ever mess with is this one because he makes me bigger. There are times where you do have to get bigger in the game in order to accomplish. See, that little pink box is a piece of evidence. We will kind of rid the forest of these nasty, infernal Heartless. And then we will go back and get our box. What's in the box? Let's find it. Inside we have footprints. How you hide footprints in a box is beyond me. But somehow they were able to hide Heartless footprints in that box. So here we are. So again, I've got 1 piece of evidence. I could very easily just move on, call it a day, move on to the next part of the game. But I will go get at least the main pieces of evidence because why not, right? See, here's another entrance to the bazaar room. See, it drops me here, Here's another piece of evidence. I thought the stench was the harder one to get. Maybe it wasn't. Who knows? But really all it does is, what happens, you will see when we get there. I should have enough time to get there before my time's up. I say my time's up, I can play as long as I want, trying to keep a little bit of consistency for whenever I do get a viewership, which, fingers crossed I do. I'm persistent. At the very least, I'll play to myself for all this time. But anyway, you get all the evidence, and you put it down, and the queen adds her evidence. It always has to total 5 pieces of evidence. And then what it does is it has you pick the piece of evidence that you think is the right one. Because yeah, that makes sense in court. Let's just throw all the evidence in a pile and see if, and let you just randomly pick what evidence it is. Like, okay, so this guy might have murdered somebody. We don't know. Here's the confession in one box. Here's the confession to these 3 other innocent people in these other boxes. Pick a box. And you tell me if he's innocent or not. It's messed up.
Here.
But that's the way the queen's logic is, man. She can do whatever she wants. She's the queen. She is Queen Bee, man. We're gonna jump on this. But anyway, you pick the boxes. Really all it does... I didn't have to make myself big, did I? I didn't think about that. That was my bad, y'all. Forgot I can just push the rock. But I'm gonna eat this. It's gonna make me smaller. But anyway, you pick the piece of evidence. If it's your evidence, all it does is the queen goes, oh my gosh, and somehow still thinks you're a conspirator of some kind. Oh, I know what it is. I can't go through there yet. So I've gotten, what, 3 pieces of evidence? So there's a 4th one? I just don't remember where it is. We'll locate it. But anyway, you pick one of your pieces of evidence, you're like, just all golden. If you pick one of the queen's pieces of evidence, all that happens is... Oh, puppies. It's either Donald or Goofy or somebody's in the box, right? It's either Donald, Goofy, or Donald and Goofy. And depending on who it is, for the next little, I say boss fight, it's like the little mini boss fight where you fight all the cards and you try to beat the little tower. That's the big thing. Is if you pick your own evidence, you still got to do it, but you fight with Donald and Goofy. Oh no, this is the tough one, because you land on this little spout, and you got to make the little jumpy jump, which I made. So we got all our evidence. And if you pick the one with Goofy in it, then you fight with just Donald. If you pick the one with Donald, you fight with just Goofy. If you pick the one with both, you fight by yourself. So that's really all it is. Ah, the Cheshire Cat has taught me Blizzard. So we're going to customize... Yeah, we'll leave it at square. Usually I leave my cure in X, the fire in triangle. And then it depends on my mood what I put as square. I think usually when I get thunder, I use thunder magic as square. Sometimes I'll put it as arrow. Actually, that's not true. When I do arrow, I do it as triangle. And we got a few minutes. So here's what we're going to do. Just for giggles, we're going to go talk to the queen. Actually, we're going to go talk to her little sidekick, her little henchman, the White Rabbit. He doesn't do anything. Oh, we'll talk to the card. Are we ready? I don't know. I think we have a pretty compelling case. We have found a lot of evidence. Look at all that evidence. It's amazing. And look, all our evidence against her one lousy box of evidence. And there they all go. Now what? What do I do now? She's right. She is right though. If you look through all 5, that would just be a waste of time. 5 boxes all sitting in the same area would take way too long to check all 5 of them and open them up. So what we're going to do is we're going to pick one. Today I am feeling this one. I have a 1 in 5 chance of it being Donald and Goofy and I have to fight this on my own. 4 out of 5 says I pick a Heartless and I get to fight everyone. Let's see how lucky I am. Ah, I got it. See? But see, the queen, she's the queen, man. She don't got to listen to evidence. I defied her. So guess what? We're all guilty. We're all gonna lose our heads. That is, unless I can beat a deck of flimsy cards. Again, this one, it's good to fight the cards because they can do some damage.
Come on.
But really, they don't. It doesn't help. You gain no experience from fighting the cards, and they keep coming back. It's not like, oh well, if I beat the cards, they disappear. No, they go unconscious for like a quick little bit, and then eventually they come back. You beat the little tower, you gain a little. See, ooh, I'm getting my butt whooped. See, here's my thing is, I feel like Donald is probably the most worthless one out of everybody. I swear, that dude is always dead. I don't care which Kingdom Hearts game I play, at what point, what level, what. Donald's always just, he just can't make it, man. He's got them soft duck feathers, I guess, it just doesn't help. See, I don't want to fight you. I don't want to fight. Aha. And now that we've destroyed all the little anchors, we can focus in on the tower itself. I'm going to be really upset. See, I'm going to try to draw them away, because I don't want to use my last potion I have for right now, because that would be kind of a big bummer. Especially seeing as I have no potion, I can't heal yet. I really don't want to lose it. But I did it. But Alice is missing. Where could she have gone? It's one of those things. The world may never know. I think Donald got an ability. Let's equip it for the fun of it. That's the other thing. It is hard later in the game, because I'll be honest. I'm a little stingy. I'm not gonna lie. I'm stingy. I really am. I will use like all the AP pluses and all of that stuff on my own. So it gets hard later in the game trying to equip certain abilities. I gotta start sacrificing things for Donald and Goofy, like I can't give them this item this time because, or I can't give them this ability because I have this ability and I don't want to get rid of this ability, and it's just, it becomes a hassle. Let's see here. Now here's the big debate. I've got a few minutes left before I hit my hour, right? A couple minutes. Do I trudge through, finish off Wonderland, maybe go over my time just a tad bit, or do I call it, just kind of whack around a few Heartless and call it a day? That's such a hard decision. Mainly because, like I said, I got things I'm gonna go do. I'm ready to go watch some baseball, man. I love some baseball. I gotta go eat some dinner so I can be all fueled up and ready, and then I'm gonna watch some baseball. Nothing is better than baseball. What would be better is if it was a little warmer, because I failed to mention this. Here in the great state of Texas, where we love, well, we don't love, we get used to our warmth, it's gone. All the warmth is gone. It is cold. It is freezing. And you say, freezing? Freezing. It is 40-something degrees outside. And for me, that's cold. And it's supposed to get colder. I don't do that. I don't do the cold. There's not any fun. None at all. I know people from up north are going, 40 degrees. But we feel the same way when people in the north complain about it being like 85 degrees. It's like, oh my god, it's hot. It's like, really? It is 102 out here right now. I would give anything for it to be 85 degrees. You know what? This just made me think of something. I am not going to continue through Wonderland because I did forget. Oh, the mushrooms. These guys, I forgot. But anyway, I get distracted very easily. I gotta fight the boss, do all that stuff. I don't get all that time. These little fun guys, though, when you get later on and you learn your magic, you can shoot them. And they'll learn your spells. Like, see, he shivers, you shoot him with fire. And you get a tech point. He could do 3 different spells. You can do 3 different ones, doesn't matter. Depending on how you do it, depends on what you get. If you use all 3 of the same spell, you get like an art. And eventually, if you get them all, you get a special item. It just kind of depends on what you get. Like, he dropped the fire arts because I used fire on him the whole time. If I did blizzard on the other one, blizzard art. As you progress and get more spells, and unlock different worlds you'll get. the mushrooms will do different things. These are, of course, the most basic. They are basic. Well, that was fun. Didn't get as far as I want. I did complete a whole world. Got through Traverse Town, which isn't big, but got through it. Finished off Destiny Island. Got a good chunk through Wonderland. We are now at level 8. Level 10! Look at that. Gained a couple levels. Can't go wrong with that. Had some fun. Had some laughs. And you're probably watching this going, that's a little weird. He laughed by himself. But hey, I did. I had a good time. Well, that is going to be it for me today. I'm going to go ahead and log off. Like I said before, I will not stream on Friday because I have a T-ball game to go to. But I will pick it back up on Monday, the 4th at 4:30 again. If you watch this on YouTube, please come join me live. It'd be fun to have a couple viewers. Y'all can chat. We'll chat together. We'll have a good old time. If you watch it on YouTube, please like, subscribe, comment, tell me what you like, what you don't like, give me some pointers. I want to tailor this experience to you. This is for whoever is watching. It's not for me. So I want to tailor it to make sure it's something that you're enjoying. You can also follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Fenir218. That's Fenir, F-E-N-I-R 218. I hope everyone has a great night, a great Halloween, and a great weekend. Stay warm, stay safe, and go Stros. I will see everybody later. Have a good one.